the longest time over on my YouTube, people have been asking me if they can submit their games for me to coach them. Now, I don't know why you would ever want to be coached by my dumbass, but in the case that you do, I have now opened coaching that is available. In order to find out how to be a part of this, you need to go down and click the join button down below. You must be at least a tier 2 channel member or a Twitch sub in order to submit. But once you do that, make sure you're at least 18 years of age or older. Head over to the Discord linked down in the description and you'll find this little thing called Roast My DBD. There are rules up at the top. Now, unlike with Rate My DBD, the mods do not vet your videos. We wait to watch them here on the stream. And I'm going to tell you right now that if you violate any of the rules, or if I fucking come up with a rule and you violate it, you get a strike. If you get 3 strikes, you are no longer allowed to submit shit. I will personally blacklist your name. So do not fuck with me. We'll kill you on the spot. You know what? Better solution. Anyway, our first ever victim is Dimgar. Dimgar's got 4.5 thousand hours, which is way too much time in this game. You should probably focus on getting some bitches. Had a Coldwind Thompson house game as Xeno. I missed a lot of tail whips as I'm so used to Nemesis whip. Higher perspective with a different hitbox, and I think I just over-relied on my vaulting add-on and barely used my Gen Aura add-on in the long run of the match. Sounds like you have a pretty good idea of what your issues are. But let's take a look at your add-ons and your perks. Thompson House isn't too bad for Xeno. Honestly, most maps aren't that bad for Xeno, in my opinion. Because Xeno has such good map traversal, it makes it the only thing that makes maps hard for Xeno is how many areas you can shoot over. I also pallets usually aren't your problem. I think your biggest problem on the Thompson house is probably honestly the fact that what loops do exist are very strong, and your anti-loop is better for safe pallets as opposed to really strong pallets like jungle gyms and shit. So it's not a bad map for you. All right, self-destruct bolt and symbiotic keyboard. Self-destruct bolt makes you vault faster. Symbiotic keyboard shows the progression of gens next to turrets, I believe. Friends till the end, face the darkness, dead man switch, and grim embrace. So you've got decent slowdown and you've got friends till the end. I understand why you have face the darkness, because of your you're undetectable while in the tunnels. The problem is, can I get more pixels? No. Okay. The problem is that Xeno is not a hit and run killer. And if you were to use him as a hit and run killer, you're not running the proper build for it. Xeno is a chase killer. Xeno wants to get the down. He doesn't want to hit somebody and leave them. That's not your purpose. As far as your build goes, you've got a lot going on for not really much reason that I could see. The slowdown is inevitable. You need slowdown. But on top of slowdown, you have a vaulting add-on with no vault build. You have an info add-on, which is great, but it doesn't, actually, let me check symbiotic keyboard real quick. 16 meters. Okay, no, I got it right. Look at that, chat. I do have good memory. So anyway, your build is really scatterbrained. Personally, if you're going to be using a perk build like this, I would forgo the self-destruct bolt and run something like emergency helmet, or even something that shuts down the turrets for less time. I know Brand doesn't recommend that. What I will do for you, and I will do this for the YouTube channel as well, there is right now a link in the chat that has a Xeno guide, a full Xeno guide from the best Xenomorph that I know, which is Brand. Overall, I'm gonna give you a C+ on the build. Mostly because, like I said, you've just got stuff that's kind of randomly in there. I wouldn't use Face the Darkness. You could do Lethal Pursuer for the longer aura reading on friends. You could do Barbecue to help you move through stacks. I would even take Alien Instinct, honestly. Like, I'll tell you this. If you could take out the Self-Destruct Bolt, put in Hatchet, which leaves them hemorrhaged, and then you can put, instead of Friends, you could run Alien Instinct and then play it as a hit and run killer. if you wanted to do that. But mostly the build is pretty solid. Hear the footsteps. Go get him, Tiger. Ambitious. There you go. Good strike. Brand Xeno is so sexy, it really is. You did not need to drag your hitbox down here. The reason you hit the window is because you pulled your hitbox down because you saw her crouch. Try to avoid pulling the hitbox down unless you're trying to hit over low walls. That was a good hit. What are you doing? Okay. Camp here is an interesting choice. I don't see you missing too many tail attacks. The first tail attack you did was like really ambitious. The second one you did was just because you pulled your hitbox down, but mostly it looks like you have a pretty solid idea of how the tail works. I would not have tried to tail attack her. I would have tailed attacked the flame turret just so it didn't pull you out. But without emergency helmet, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, either choice was the right one. What are you looking for? Ah, I see. Good job not overcommitting. Honestly, there's not too much wrong here. Your decision making isn't bad. You heard footsteps there, but you... Okay, there you go. Too ambitious. Way too ambitious. Okay. Now we're starting to see it. So... when you're playing Xeno, and you're in crawler mode, your tail... is a 4.8 meter pokey stick. Okay? That is roughly the length of Shaq on the non-window side. Your hitbox is a hitbox that goes up and comes down. It goes brrr, and it does that automatically. Dragging the hitbox down is done at the loops where you were going. The wind-up time is 0.2 seconds. So when you click the button, you have 0.2 seconds before it strikes, right? So when you're trying to do these wild-ass prediction hits over obstacles, the reason you're missing... or the reason you're hitting collision is because of the way that the hitbox works. Okay, here's Brand's
up here over top the usual B-roll, showing you how.
Okay, so this is the video I was looking for. Wait for it to come in. Okay, so the way your tail works. It's gonna be a lot that I have to cut out of the video, of the YouTube video. The way that the tail works is it's a hitbox that travels up, slightly up. You see where the circle is? Travels slightly up, and it goes brrr, and it's rapid fire. It's a whole lot of it's a bunch of little tiny dots. So if any of those dots collide with a survivor, it will hit them. If any of those dots collide with the environment, and it hits the environment, it slows your tail attack down. So what you were trying to do here, with the tap, you had the right idea, but you didn't aim high enough, and this is too high anyway. Okay? So when you went to shoot, when you go to shoot here, you should not have started the strike here. You should have started the strike up here and then brought it down in the diagonal. So your hitbox starts up here and it would have traced down into this gap. The reason you hit this is because you started your attack too early. So your pokey stick has roughly 5 to 6 instances that it's hitting. When you go for the shot here, you're predicting that he's going to stay at the pallet. Go for less prediction shots at first. When you're first learning Xeno, I want you to make sure that every shot you take is deliberate. Because from my perspective, you're like, oh, I can hit over things because I Xeno. But you don't know the theory behind it. Then you go, oh, I can hit him because he be at pallet. But he just goes, no, fuck you, and keeps running. So you're way too impatient with these 2 tail attack shots. The reason this missed is because you're too close to the hay bale. Oh. And because you're looking down. Why are you looking at the ground? I don't know if you notice that you do that, but you're looking at the ground. Bring your vision up a little bit. Realistically, if the tap was smart, when you missed your second shot at the pallet, he would have went back, dropped the pallet, and then he could have made like really decent distance from you. Yeah, you look slightly down when you move. I think it's a habit of looking for scratch marks. I have the same bad habit. But you look slightly down when you move. Good choice to M1 there. Oh, that should have hit. You got robbed. You got robbed there. Good job not stopping to break the pallet. That's honestly a bad habit that I myself have, is like, I gotta break every single pallet without thinking about it. Another ambitious shot. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about, where you say you're used to Nemesis. Nemesis and Xeno's attacks, while they look similar, work fundamentally different. Now you're just showing off. Well, good job. Yeah. So most of your problems are your problems with the tail attack are coming from a fundamental misunderstanding. I want you, like I said, think about your tail attack as a pokey stick and not a whip. It's a pokey stick that jabs forward multiple times. So you're treating it like a whip. That's why you're trying to do like this weird drag with it, but it's not a whip. And the click and drag for Xeno is very different from Nemesis click and drag. Stop kicking gens. You have nothing in your arsenal that makes kicking that gen do anything for you. That was just a dry kick for the sake of a dry kick. So, like I was telling you earlier, Xenomorph is not a hit and run killer. Xenomorph is the type of killer that wants to hit you and then down you as fast as he can. So most of the time when you watch Bran will like M1 and then instantly go for like an M2 as fast as he can, because that's where Xeno's strengths lay at. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Good choice to drop chase there. Baiting the pallet was really stupid of her. I don't know why she did that, to be honest with you. All right, Shadow. All right, Dak, have a good day. Ugh, that's kind of gross. They're doing a really good job of leading you out of and leading you into flame turrets. Okay. You're wasting a shitload of time here. You're wasting so much time. So you start chasing this Ada. You get the M1 on her, which is good. You follow her down. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with this. You get hit by this flame turret, taken out of your power, which sucks. You decide you're going to keep chasing her, which is fine. You spot the Jane. You spot the Jane at 641. And then you proceed. You get the hit on her, which is great. And then you play M1 Lizard for... Let's see how long you stay on this Jane as M1 Lizard. You go, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna vault the window. Symbiotic Bolt only works while you're in crawler mode. So you are vaulting outside of crawler mode. You hear the turret, by the way. You hear the turret. Or you should hear the turret. If you don't hear the turret, turn your sound up. So you vault directly into a flame turret. You've now been chasing this Jane for 21 seconds as M1 Lizard. And now you get knocked more out of your power. You break that and you're like, okay, cool. You see Shack Pallet is down. So you go to break it, which is fine. Perfect, a fine decision. But you're 3 hooks deep with 2 gens left. You see that this... You see these 2 gens, or no, these 2 gens are fine. So you see all 4 gens are on the other side of the map, right? Instead of just picking a gen and going to it, you do this little dance with an invisible partner. All right, Bogus, have a good day. You like you're doing the waltz, man. Where are you going? You've now been chasing this Jane for 43 seconds. You just now got your tail attack back. You're, I don't know. You're looking for snacks? Lost City of Atlantis? Where are we going? You finally decide you're going to commit to the gen that's got a flame turret next to it. You dry kick it again, even though it's at like 2.5%. And you lose your crawler mode because you missed the tail attack on the turret. What I want you to start doing, when you get in these situations, the person's gone, you have no idea what you're doing, you see all 4 gens in the distance, I want you to learn how to remember what gens have progress, right? I want you to take symbiotic keyboard off and start keeping in mind which gens have progress, because the proper response here is to go to this top gen where they've been working on it on and off the entire match. Because if you remember, back in the beginning of the match, when you hooked the first person, the friends till the end hopped to a person up here. So you know this gen's been being worked on throughout the match. So the first thing you should have did as soon as you realized you lost her was hop in the tunnel and Shack and immediately go up here. But instead, like I said, you do this like invisible waltz with the dance partner. And then you, for some reason, vault the window. I don't know. I guess you were like, well, I brought self-destruct bowl. I might as well vault a window or two. You know, you just vaulted for no reason. And then you come over here and you dry kick a random gen. You know a turret is here, by the way. You know one's here. Because Symbiotic Keyboard showed you the aura of this gen as white. So you know a turret's here, and you just come around and just kiss the damn thing. You're like, yes, Mr. Turret, please, bathe me in your fire. It is the middle of winter. I am cold, right? Okay? You just, what happens here, what happens from this point on is just bad decision making after bad decision making, which is weird because up until this point in the match, your decision making has been on point. So I have one of two options here. Number one, you're ADHD like me, and your brain has decided to start making you look around for engagement. Or number two, you panicked. And I'm starting to think it's a combination of both. I wasn't using the add-on as I should because I was not paying attention. Yeah. You're right about that. Yeah, everything from that shack pallet break to where we are here was just bad decision making. Bad decision making, not paying attention. You're way too content to chase these people as M1 Lizard go burr. If you find yourself being knocked out of crawler mode this much, you need better awareness of where turrets are gonna possibly be at. You need much better awareness. You see that turret they placed? That was such a shit turret. That was one of the worst turrets I've ever seen in my life. Look where this fucking thing is. Look where this fucking thing is. You know how you avoid this? By using your tunnels. Throughout this match, I've seen you use your tunnels 4 times. 4 times in 8 minutes. You should be using your tunnels way more often than you do. You should be using them to cut off flanks, to patrol generators, to like you really are like you mentioned in the description for this match. Let's see here. I'm so used to Nemesis Whip. I think you're used to other killers and how they play. You have one of the best map traversals in the game, and you just opt to not use it half the time. Like demo portals, how people don't use demo portals, because demo portals are an actual time sink. Okay, stop. This is open. Pop quiz, class. What does it mean when a control station is open and survivor not at control station? Does anybody know? Okay. What it means when a control station is open like that is they have not taken the turret out. Turrets have 3 interactive stages. They have to interact with the control station to open it. They have to interact to take the turret out of the station, and then they have to interact to set up the turret. If they do not take it out, then it is still in there. If you go to it and you smack it and you destroy it, the cooldown on it is 20 seconds longer, I believe. I don't have the wiki up again. It's much longer. It's much, much longer. So you just left a turret just for funsies. You just left a turret there, and now they don't have to waste extra time opening the control station. And they have an extra turret. So you could have taken that away from them. That's a good double vault. She doesn't have the... She faked your ass so hard. She doesn't have the shack pallet, so she was kind of fucked there. You have no patience with your tail attacks. You have absolutely zero patience with your tail attacks. Look, dude, you are... Unbind right click. There you go. Holy shit. Okay, so. Against a survivor who has like an inkling of what they're doing, this Jane gets away. Let's count the number of tail attacks you miss because you just have to hit right click. Ready? 1. She's out in the she's gone. You're hitting watch this. You're hitting Casper the friendly ghost. Watch this shit. You see her over here and you're like, ah, fuck it. Thin air be damned. So you hit 1. Then you're like, erg. You come back. You miss because you hit the hay bale. So 2. You're like, grrg. 3, because you started your tail attack facing the hay bale, so your first hitbox ended up hitting it. And then you're like, no, damn it. Oh, right? And then finally, she goes to vault this and you get her. The reason I say a better survivor gets away from you here is because when you hit this here, when you hit this hay bale, oh, too far. When you hit this hay bale, stab Casper. She's playing the loop correctly. She baits the fake. Here's where she fucks up. You hit this hay bale. You go here and she drops pallet to stop you. Instead of dropping the pallet, if she'd have just kept W keying in the house, she would have been in a much better position. Because as long as she's out in the open, there's more wiggle room to dodge your tail. The problem is that Xeno pretty much zones for free. Just by tail being up, he zones for free. And that's frustrating to a lot of people. So you've gotten all 4 Grim Embrace stacks up, which means you now have 38 seconds, if I remember my timing correctly, 36 seconds of the gens being blocked. What was your plan? Too impatient again. 45 seconds. Thank you, Deli. Is it 40 or 45? They nerfed it. Try kicking another gen. You need to get the... Who's been hooked twice? I haven't even been paying attention to that. You need to find your death hook gamer. That's unfortunate. Fourth is 40 or 45. Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way, Deli. Oh, that is unfortunate. Don't, thank you. If you would have tailed attacked there, I would have raged. I would have actually raged if you'd have tailed attacked there. I would have been so pissed off. Do they go for a rescue here? You are far too impatient with these tail attacks. Far, far too impatient with these tail attacks. You get him there. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Next time, make sure you show me their builds. Okay, so your homework for me, I want you to work on 3 things. Number 1, I want you to be more patient with your tail attacks. Okay? You are like right-click Randy. When you see a survivor in front of you, you're like, I gotta attack him. You just spam the shit out of your fucking tail attacks. It's bothering the crap out of me. Number 2, I want you to read Brand's guide, because you need to learn how the tail attack works in relation to like literally everything. Because a couple of times I could see the thought process you were going for, where you were like, I'm gonna hit over the top of this and I'm gonna bring it down. And number 3, I want you to have a plan. The reason that you got stuck halfway through the match is because you had no idea what you were trying to do at any given point in the match until it came down to it. The way your build was set up and the way with your add-ons and your perks and there being like all these little miniature things instead of an overarching goal basically had it to where you were just looking to try to get value. And I don't even think you got Face the Darkness value. I don't even know if you got it. I don't remember it proccing. Most of the time when you injured someone, you kept chasing them. So take Face the Darkness out of your build, because it's very obvious that you know how to play that you know how to play Xeno, but I want you to have a plan. At any given time, I want you to have an idea. When you first start in the match, look at your surroundings, decide which gens you're going to commit to, which gens you're going to have a passiveness for, and which gens you're going to completely ignore. So that's your homework. The main thing I want you to focus on is your patience. You have no patience with the tail attacks, and that's why you missed a whole bunch of them. But yeah, outside of that, if you're watching this on the YouTube, you know how to be a part of this. Check the join button down below. And also, outside of that, there's other reasons to become a channel member, such as seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more. And with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.
Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.